What is happening, gang? It's your boy DBGTX, and we are back with some more Budokai Tenkaichi 4 talk. Today we have official news finally from the Dragon Ball official site, and a shout out to Endo Kubo, of course, who's been on top of the information alongside DBZ Ento and everyone over on the Twitter and Reddit feed. Today we're going to be discussing all of the new information that has come out, of course, from the official website and the mechanics and things that we are looking forward to, things that I personally believe will not be coming back, of course, and the things that I expect will be done in this new Tenkaichi. Now, tread lightly that this is my own opinion, this is how I think things will shape out, and needless to say, with somewhat of experience in game developing, I could see based off of what the information that they gave us, the route that they might be going with this new Tenkaichi. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and start off with the information released by Engoku. The official Dragon Ball site mentions that Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi was originally released back in 2005, and after having such a great experience with fans, so on and so forth, they released sequels, so and it went about that way. Nonetheless, with every single game gaining its popularity the way it does, and of course online community modding the game and Rhyme Style doing all these showcases for the fan-made Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4, so on and so forth. It doesn't say Rhyme Style, but we understand where the massive popularity, surge of massive popularity comes from, and pretty much all the big YouTubers that have been, playing the game and still sponsoring the game after 16 years. Now, in this information, it's also stating that it is a direct sequel to Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and it has no bearings or no attachments to any of the subsequels or anything of the off parts or off port of the game. So Shin Budokai Tenkaichi, Shin Budokai series, things like that of the sort, Tenkaichi Tag Team, all of those will not, I repeat, will not be part making any kind of mechanical in-game touch-ups. So that means that they will not be included in mechanics, or will not be included in any kind of figuring that we've had up till Budokai Tenkaichi 3. If it's past Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and it's Budokai Tenkaichi-esque, it doesn't count. So Raging Blast, all those things, that's something to look forward to. That's something to actually think about, because now we know that the core mechanics more than likely will be very heavily pushed by what originally made Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 one of the funnest, if not the funnest, Dragon Ball game, 3D Arena Dragon Ball game to date. With that being said, we have to go ahead and touch upon the mechanics and touch upon pretty much the things that will have to come back, won't come back, and things that may have to change in order to come back. In regards to certain things, the first thing that, that was a flag. I'm getting distracted by my own gameplay video. Nonetheless, the first thing that has to get changed and adjusted, obviously, is the button mechanics. The button mechanics in Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3, to be brutally honest, weren't the best, and the layout, it doesn't lend itself to, let's say, for example, a new generation of video gaming that uses the button schematics that much differently. Yes, we can revert back to these buttons, but I highly doubt that that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a new button layout. We're more than likely going to end up getting a heavy hit attack button in this new Tenkaichi versus instead of just having a rush attack and a key blast attack, which turns into a heavy hit. Rush attacks, generally after a certain amount of characters, were all kind of the same. So I believe that this new iteration will have every character that's in game with brand new combo mechanics that feel like rush attack but is unique to each single character. So here's an example. If we take, let's say, the comboing system of Xenoverse 2, right, and give it to Goku, and you speed that combo up to make it look like a Dragon Rush, Then when you press the heavy hits and you do a certain mechanic to, let's say, left triangle, up triangle, down triangle, something like that, like the original Tenkaichi, it switches up Goku's comboing into something different and something of a variety of a different part of either the anime or video games or whatever other combo that they want to give Goku there. It's pretty nifty. It's a pretty nifty way to go about it. Very, very much similar to the Ultimate Ninja Storm kind of vibe where you press up and circle and it changes the pattern of the combo. But I mean, if that's where we will go, in the direction we will go, I mean, it will be a great adjustment based off the fact that now every single character will have their own unique combo versus repeatedly saying Dragon Rush and little things like that of the sort. It just makes the game less stale in regards to animation. We are not limited to animation anymore, to the fact that we now live in this era of gaming, of 3D gaming anyway. Tread carefully with the next thing that I want to say, because this is also part of the things that made Budokai Tenkaichi 3 very fun. But I think that these are going to be one of the major adjustments that is going to happen. And it's the whole, all that rotating, all that stuff. I heavily believe that that's coming. I think that that's one of the few mechanics that's not going to be reintroduced into the game in regards to that. I'm not saying that beam clashes are not going to happen. I am definitely stating that the whole usage of the analogs in order to be able to like basically adjust the beam clash and things like that, I think that those things, those mechanics are going to be gone, and they're going to be replaced more than likely by a button mashing feature or some other ingenious mechanic now that we have the DualSense controller and the DualShock 4 that you can use a different kind of setup. Needless to say, it's going to be a money saver, obviously, because everybody's worried about how many controllers am I going to do? Nonetheless, I believe that that's one of the implementation that's going to help in that sense of balancing that. Of course, we have younger audience that are going to be playing Budokai Tenkaichi 4 online and things like that. So I think that in order to compensate for the casual audience, they may just switch that up in that sense. Another thing that I definitely believe, and tread lightly, don't kill me, in this regards, is that they will be altering the roster. Even though this game is a sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, due to not any limitations, but due to the fact that I believe this game is going to be coming out with a very huge competitive aspect to it, and they're going to focus on giving it the best balance in regards to both roster, mechanics, and everything to make this game worth it. Then, in my opinion, what I believe is the following. I believe that the main roster in this game, and this is like being optimistic, the roster in this game is probably going to be no more than like 50 character base. 55 characters base. DLC wise, I'm not saying that DLC wise they're not going to give us a whole bunch of characters. Lord knows we could get 4 characters per DLC or 2 characters per DLC, and that's only season 1. Then we have season 2, season 3, season 4. The game could continue coming out with brand new content for years to come, with new characters lining up, completely brand new mechanics, new tropes, new things, versus what we know how they used to work here in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I think that right there, something that we all can definitely agree on, that would be a welcoming change. We have less characters in order to satisfy the need of everyone being as unique as possible in a game that's possibly being made to be newest and possibly the best 3D arena game fighter. I honestly think that that's something that it's worth the sacrifice. If we lose some of the roster, and I know we're talking about half of the roster, we're talking about a game that had over 100 plus characters. But if we're losing over half the roster to obtain a game that is fairly balanced, and over the course of the seasons we get that roster, that route will make way more sense. Of course, it makes no sense to our pockets, but it will make way more sense for the developers to do it that way. That way they know what adjustments need to be made. That way they know what kind of mechanics, are bugged or broken and need to be fixed as they go along, and things that they need to add and not add to the next character that they make, or the next season, so on and so forth. True middle ground, a true balance is that we get 70% of the roster from Tenkaichi 3 with what I just said, but I highly doubt it. Beam clashes are here to stay. They're coming back. Guarantee you guys, this is not official, but this is a guarantee because this is what makes Tenkaichi. Destructible environments are coming back. Beam clashes are coming back. Rumble are coming back. And those three key things is what made people not like Xenoverse 2. There's no destructible environments. There's no key clashes. There's no rumbles. And when I say there's no rumble, it's just that Dragon Ball has to feel like chaos. Chaos is part of it. The whole everywhere, that's Dragon Ball. And Xenoverse did not, and I repeat that because I love Xenoverse, Xenoverse did not give us that rumble effect. It tried, but it just wasn't completely there. And I think that in itself is what deterred and makes Xenoverse not be talked about as much as Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Even 16 years later, we still have the debate, Xenoverse versus Budokai Tenkaichi 3, in regards to that, and that's something that will be for another video. This is a direct sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, my own input in regards to what mechanics are going to be changed up, of course, like I mentioned before. And now, finally, the last bit is, of course, the character detail. Being that this is a new revamped game, will the characters themselves all be there? Highly doubt that. But will that in turn around and make this game a way better game? Oh, most definitely. If this game's mechanically anywhere close to Kill F in regards to a 3D arena battler, the possibility is just going to be endless in regards to how many people are going to pick up that Dragon Ball game. And that's where I want to leave it at there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please make sure you show some love by hitting the sub, the like, the share, continuing coming through here for some more Budokai Tenkaichi action and talks, of course, on the road to Budokai Tenkaichi 4 or the new Budokai Tenkaichi, whichever way you want to call it. And as more information comes out, more information I will be giving you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Holla at the boy, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Love y'all.